Almost everyone is eating more than required, and that's why we see many fatty people in the society. There are many people in the society suffering from many diseases just because of overeating. And people do want to control themselves, but when the food comes, then it becomes difficult for themselves to control, and later they lament for overeating. So senses are very strong, and especially this tongue. And in Bhagavad Gita, at the end of chapter 2, Lord Krishna is instructing us how we can control our tongue. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for delicious food stuff which arise from mind, and thus his mind becomes purified and controlled, and when his mind finds satisfaction in eating whatever he gets, and when his mind finds satisfaction in self alone, then he is said to be in pure consciousness. Then he can be said a person of fixed intelligence. One should not become disturbed in mind in any condition, in sadness or in happiness. Happiness arises when one gets good and tasty, delicious food stuff, and sadness arises when he does not get it. So one should not get disturbed in mind in any condition, and one who is free from attachment to tasty food, then he is said to be a man of steady intelligence. So we should not get disturbed in any condition. One should remain free from the desire of tasty food in the presence of happiness. Like whenever there is any happy occasion or festival, like a marriage party or a birthday or weekend or any other sort of party, one should try to celebrate it with simple food, like not much sweet or fried food, or at least one should himself try to avoid all these things. One who is unaffected by whatever he may obtain, either tasty food or not, good food or not. So such man, neither praising it nor disliking it, nor criticizing or despising it, then he is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. So one who is devoid of love and affection for tasty food, who neither rejoices on getting tasty food nor becomes unhappy in its absence, he is known to be a person of fixed mind, fixed intelligence. So whenever you get tasty food, you are not supposed to praise it. Take a resolution in your life that you will never ever praise tasty food. You may praise simple food, but not tasty food. As the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell, similarly, one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects, that is, one who is able to keep himself away from tasty food, then he is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. He is a man of perfect consciousness, fixed intelligence. It happens that although a person may be artificially restricting himself from enjoying tasty food, but his mind always desires for enjoying it. So this is not a genuine detachment, and this is what happens with many people. The senses are very strong and impulsive. They act without thought and care. And among them, tongue is especially strong and restless. To conquer it is the toughest thing in the world. It forcibly carry away the mind even of man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control it. As the strong wind carries away, sweeps away a boat on water, similarly, the tongue of uncontrolled man carries away his intelligence. As countless rivers flows into ocean, still it does not get disturbed, it never overflows, it never crosses its limits. Similarly, various desire to eat flows into the mind of a self-controlled man. But he never gets disturbed, he never loses patience, his equilibrium never gets disturbed. So only such person can attain peace, not the one who always try to fulfill their desire. So you should try to be like ocean, not by body size, but by mind. One who restrains his tongue, keeping it under full control, is known as man of steady intelligence. By thinking, meditating on a tasty food, one develops attachment for it, and from attachment, desire arises. And when desire does not get fulfilled, then anger arises. It do happens when a person has intense desire to eat, but body is not in condition to digest. Like a sweet for a diabetic patient, then in such case the anger arises. This anger gives rise to illusion, and from illusion comes loss of memory. One forgets the good instruction, the knowledge of do and don'ts. So, from a loss of memory, it leads to loss of intelligence. When memory is lost, then it destroys intelligence, and when intelligence is destroyed, then everything is lost. And in such condition, person becomes indulged into overeating, and then he suffers from obesity, indigestion, and many other diseases. One who is free from attachment and aversions, likes and dislikes in food, he alone can attain happiness of mind. He alone can control his tongue through regulative eating. For one thus satisfied, all the miseries which arise from overeating exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence becomes fixed. One can easily get rid of attachment to food by first offering food to Lord Krishna before eating. In this way, automatically control over tongue can be achieved. One can easily control his tongue just by accepting Krishna Prasadam, and one whose tongue is in control is fixed in intelligence. One who does not accept Krishna Prasadam, one who is not connected with the Supreme in this way, he cannot control his tongue. Thus, he can have neither transcendental intelligence nor steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be happiness without peace? What is night for all food lovers is the time of awakening for self-control. That is to have simple food or fasting days. And the time of awakening for foodaholic is the night for self-control, like parties or places where there is ample tasty food facilities, like a restaurant where they encourage or promote overeating.